Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we are in part 5 of our lesson number 2 in the first level reading Quran course. We start Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wa bis-salah ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Let us start and see what are the letters that we already accomplished. We already took from the alif to the letter lam, and today we are going to start with the letter mim. So let's go ahead. And as I told you before, there are letters that can be connected from one side, like the ra, for example, here. It only connects with the letter that comes before it. So this is why it does not connect with the letter after it. The same thing here. The ra does not connect with the letter that comes after it, and therefore it is separated in the writing from the letter ha. Although the letter ha does connect from both sides, but the ra does not allow this. What about the mim? The mim connects from both sides. Okay, so this is how it looks if we start the word with the letter mim. And by now, I think you should have noticed that the last part of the letter, when we connect, we do not write it. So here we just write the head of the letter. So this is the meme. This is how the meme looks like when we start writing, when we start the word with it. And then this is how it looks like when it's in the middle of the word, connecting from both sides. And here, this is how it looks like when it's the last letter in the word. Let's see what we have after that. We have the noon. The meme and the noon have connection together, and we are going to learn about this connection when we go further in our course and we know more rules, more characteristics of these letters, because the Arabic letters do have characteristics exactly like the human beings. Well, not exactly, but somehow. Each has its own character. Now this is the letter noon, and this is the shape of the letter noon. I want you to recognize the difference between the noon at the end, for example, and the letter, remember, the ba, ta, tha. See how they are drawn? What is the shape of them? And the shape of the noon. The noon is more round. You can recognize this. Exactly like the fa and the qaf. The qaf is more round downwards and the fa is a little bit straight. So let's go back to the noon. And there we are. This is how it's written at the beginning of the word. Now we have the ba, 1 dot beneath. We have the ta, 2 dots above. And also the letter tha, 3 dots above. And now we have the noon, 1 dot above. So this is a noon at the beginning. And here we have a ba, then comes the ya, and then comes the noon. Can you see this tooth of the noon? This part just rising up there, and then the dot above. So the noon is connected from both sides. And this is how it looks like, complete shape of it when it comes at the end of the word. Okay, very good. What letter do we have after the noon? Yes, we have the hamza. And my students will know that the hamza is a very special letter to my heart. Maybe sometimes people would say, how do you connect with a letter? But actually, when you read the Quran more and more, you connect with the letters. And this is a fact. knowing its where do they live in the mouth, their characters, how they connect together with each other. We will learn all this inshallah. Now, this is the Hamza, and this is how it looks like. And the Hamza is very unique, as we mentioned before, because it does not connect with any of the letters. It's always written separate. Let's see how it's written. Sometimes you will find the Hamza on its own, just written like this. And sometimes it needs a support, so you will find it written on the alif like this, on a waw like this, on a ya, there she is, just, sitting on the letter ya, sitting on the letter waw, above the letter alif. And whenever you see a Hamza written on any one of these letters, then it is just considered a Hamza. Okay? So when we see those letters, for example, we are going to say Hamza, not Alif. So it's Hamza, Waw, Lam. Okay? What about this one? It's written on a Waw. So we are going to say Meme. We just took the Meme before. So this is a Meme. And then we have a Hamza. It's not a Waw. Even it is going to be pronounced as a Hamza. And the Waw here is just a chair for the Hamza to sit on. Then comes another Meme. And then comes a Noon. Okay? This is how it looks like, the Noon at the end. What about this word? What is the letter that has a dot beneath? It's the letter Ba. So this one is a Ba. And then comes a Ra. And then comes a Ya. But this is a Ya. And then comes the Hamza on its own just after the Ya. Okay, sometimes it's written on the ya. Okay, and here are shapes also for the Hamza in a word. When it comes at the end, we will find it written on the line after the letters separately, and it is always a separate letter. It does not connect at all. The Hamza is the smallest letter. You must have noticed this, that in its shape and size, it is the smallest, but it is so independent, really, so independent, and it's so effective. It's going to affect our reading. Its existence in certain places will affect our reading. Subhanallah. Anyhow, so this is a Hamza here, and then we will also recognize a Hamza here above. So this is a Sheen, then comes a Ya, 2 dots beneath, and then comes a Hamza, okay? And then Alif at the end. So this space, this elongated space, okay, is where the Hamza is. And then we can also find a Hamza under the letter, under the word, okay? When it has a kasra, okay, we're going to take this later. So sometimes we see it like this, okay? So this is the Hamza. Very simple, very beautiful, and unique. What do we have after the Hamza? We have the letter Ha. Yes, let's go to the letter Ha. And the letter Ha is also a little bit different than the others. It has different shapes, and these shapes are not connected. I mean, they do not resemble each other. So this is the Ha. This is how we write it. Ha. And when we were young, we used to say, this is Ha Warda. Warda means flower. And it actually, if we just, have a quick look at it, somehow looks like a flower. So this is how it looks like when we start our word with the letter ha. Okay? So, and we write it like this. Okay? We write it like this. We start from here and we do this, this, and then a round thing, and then we continue. Okay? So here we have a ha. What do we have after the ha? We have a small alif, right? And then do we have a waw or we have a hamza? We have a hamza, okay? So this is a hamza, not a waw. And then we have the letter lam and alif, okay? So this is lam and alif. And then we have another hamza at the end of the word. What about this word? Let's have a look. Where is the ha? This is how it's written when it's in the middle of the word. And we also have a name or had a name when we were young. And we used to say this ha is a ribbon. You know when we tie a present and we make a ribbon? So this we used to call it ha ribbon. Let us have a look here, and this is how it's written. We go from here, we're coming from here, and then we do this and this, okay? There we are. We are going to take some activities, and we are going to write, okay? So, but later on in the course, inshallah. Now here, what is this letter? It's a ayn. Then comes a lam, then comes a ya, and then comes a ha in the middle of the word, and then an alif. So this means that the letter ha is connected from both sides. It allows this connection. And then how does the ha looks like at the end of the word? This is how it looks like. We write it like this. This, and then this round part. Okay? So the ha at the end of the word is going to look like this when it's connected with the letter that comes before it. Because the ha allows the connection, then if the letter before it allows to be connected, then we are going to write the ha like this. What about if the letter before the ha does not allow to connect with the letter that comes after it? In this case, it's the ra. So how do we write the ha? Just a circle. Okay? Just a circle. So this circle is a ha when it comes at the end of the word, and if the letter before the last does not allow to connect with the letter that comes after it. Okay? So these are shapes of the letter ha. When it comes at the beginning, looks like a flower. In the middle, looks like a ribbon. And then at the end, it's either a circle if the letter does not allow any connection, the letter before it, or like this if it is connected with the letter that comes before it. Okay. And then we have the letter waw. The letter waw is one of the letters that does not allow connection with the letter that comes after it. So it's connected with the letter before it on its right hand side, but the letter after it does not connect with it. So for example, this is a waw at the beginning, this is a ra, and both of these letters do not allow connection with the letter that comes after them. So this is why the letter waw is written separate, and the ra also, and then comes an alif, and this is our beautiful young hamza. What about here? The waw is in the middle of the word, but it does not connect after. So this is why the letter noon is written separately, because the letter waw does not allow connection with the letter after it. But we can see that it is connected with the letter lam before. So here we have a ya. What is this letter? Ain. Then comes the mim, and then comes the lam connected with the waw, and then the noon. And we can see it here also. The waw doesn't allow any connection with the letter that comes after it. So at the beginning of the word, we have the waw written separately, and then the letter ha, flower ha, and then the letter waw at the end, connected with what comes before it, but not what comes after it. Now we reached, let us have a look here. Now I think we reached to the last letter of the alphabet, which is the letter ya. The letter ya allows connection from both sides. Okay, so at the beginning it's written like this, and the letter ya has 2 dots beneath. The letter ya has 2 dots beneath when it's written at the beginning of the word. When it's written at the middle of the word, 2 dots beneath. But it's not written with 2 dots if it comes at the end. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you're going to find it like this, okay? But usually it does not. And by practice, by reading more, we are going to differentiate between this ya and the alif. If you remember, the alif, we had it here, this shape, and we said this is just an alif, okay? And we have a small alif above. We are going to practice all this, inshallah, while we start reading, and step by step you're going to get used to the shapes of the letters, inshallah. Now let's have a look. This is a ya at the beginning, and then we have a letter qaf, and then waw, and then lam. Let's recognize the letters in this word also. It starts with a fa, and then a ya, and then the letter kaf and mim at the end. We also have a qaf here, we have a waw, and we have a lam with the ya at the end. Okay. Now, before we end this session, this class, this recording, I would like to thank you so much, first of all, for your attendance and attention. And I just have to say a comment. There is a comment regarding the length of the recordings, but I always say that learning the Quran is not like anything else. To learn how to read Quran, we need our whole attention. We need our whole dedication. It's not like listening to, reels, short videos and so on. It is something that we have to get ready for, have time for it, and sit and be attentive. Okay? Now we finished the letters, alhamdulillah, the shapes of the letters. So get ready to the quiz that we are going to have after you are ready with the shapes of the letters. I thank you so much for your attention and attendance, and I'll see you inshallah in the next recording. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi barakatuh. And it's my pleasure if you benefit from these recordings. If you like these recordings, if you have any comments, any suggestions, kindly send me on the YouTube channel, on the comments, on the likes, so that we communicate together. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next recording, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.